Hi Taurus, welcome to your reading for Gemini season. Sorry for missing your season entirely, but I have been a really busy girl. Just finished the spring season for events, so now I'm just ready to relax and enjoy a little bit, right? I feel like I'm getting into the Taurus spirit after Taurus season, now that I have the opportunity to do it. So, you know, Gemini season is cool because it's all about reevaluating. It's all about assessing. It's also about communicating. It's allowing our ideas to flow. Maybe even investing in some of those ideas, right? If you see long-term investment in return. Okay, so Taurus, I'm going to start you off, and this is going to be a past, present, and future reading. That's going to be the theme for all of the signs this year. For this season. Because even in my own readings, I'm noticing that how I'm reading the cards, everything is in order to what happened first, what's currently happening now, and what is the outcome for later. So this is how we're going to do it. Okay, here you are. Kind of on the reverse side. All right. Hoping you can see that. And I think there is some insecurity or decision that you're weighing on, or you have been weighing on, Taurus. You know, on the outside, on the surface level, everything looks as it's supposed to be. So when it comes to making yourself seem a certain way, or if you're playing a part, like somewhere at work, or you're trying to hold it together, you're doing a good job at it, but you're very indecisive about how you feel inside. So there is conflict here. There is indecision here. There is also just feeling the need that you have to be in two places at once. Congratulations, we're in Gemini season. You have to be duplicitous. But this duplicitous version of you is something that you kind of need to sit and recognize, for the fact that perhaps you can use this time to be duplicitous to work in your favor, or you can just waste it. Okay? So I feel like that's where you're at right now. You don't want to entertain anything that has been redundant. So there is a need for a fresh start. There is a need of doing things differently. You know, you may have to be the one to go out and get those things. They're not coming as easy as you want them or how you're used to getting them. That's why the Queen of Wands here is kind of replacing the Empress for you here. Internally, it's been a little difficult getting the things that you want so easily or abundantly. You have to work at it. But what's great about the Queen of Wands is that wands is wands. It's magic wands. You know, abracadabra, presto. It's the intention behind what you want to create. It's what you can idealistically visualize and see it and make it happen for yourself. That's what Gemini season is going to teach you, okay? It's time to use our connections. You know, it's time to use different ways, being mutable instead of being fixed. Your season's over. Now we have to get up. We have to move. We have to now reflect what we see and go with it, okay? Too many cards, but we'll take the Knight of Wands here. So we go from not moving, not accepting something, not taking the opportunity, to being full force now. Now, I must say, maybe you feel like you need to take a step back or you need to slow things down a little bit. That's fine. It's understandable. You're a Taurus. Slow and steady wins the race. So don't be alarmed when you see the demotion from the Queen to the Knight here. The Knight is just, he runs on passion, and it has to be desirable. So for you, there has to be some sort of pleasure principle that you have to like maybe think or gaslight your way to feel some sort of pleasure or something with whatever it is you're trying to get. It's a mental thing. You're going to see how you can really make things happen when you just kind of flip your brain. When you flip the switch inside of you to go, instead of allowing other people to control you when you see red. Instead, you're thinking red and you're just going full force. Get what I'm saying? All right, see, we're not moving. Now we go from the Two of Swords to the Four of Swords in the reverse. All right, there's no need to contemplate. The energy is going to be really quick mid-Gemini season. All right. But here's, again, slowing down. We go from being quick to coming to a complete stop, Taurus. Okay, so some of you may be feeling like this right now, where mentally you're so ready to go somewhere. You have the desire, you have the plan. There's nothing stopping you. Maybe finances could get in the way. Maybe you have to focus on your career, focus on studying for school. Maybe there are certain obligations that are forcing you to stop. There could be an opportunity or something that someone needs help with that now you're kind of like stuck in your tracks, but that's okay. You're not the go, go, go kind of energy. Like, it takes a lot for you to get there. But I think you're just going to be navigating how you can get there yourself rather than outside influences and external forces. So give yourself a trial run. It's going to be a lot of started stops for Gemini season, okay? You're just kind of like thinking your way through things. And don't be alarmed. Geminis can be really fickle. So it's like 1 minute they're here, 1 minute they're not, 1 minute they're happy, 1 minute they're moody. Like, that's also going to be a lot of the vacillation you're going to endure this season, okay, Taurus? So it's fine, all good stuff. I think the pace is good in a way where, at least you won't get lost in the flow or in the speed. Instead, it'll be quick and then it'll stop. So it gives you time to also process and being able to maybe have some awareness about things that you've never been aware of before. It's kind of like stopping and smelling the roses. That's what I feel like this halt is. So see it as a blessing in disguise, even though it feels like a roadblock. All right. So what's going to happen later for Taurus? All right. King of Pentacles in the reverse. So you're feeling really out of bounds here. A lot of your elemental cards are in the reverse, the powerful ones anyway. The Empress with the King of Pentacles in the reverse. I think this is also a time where you're just figuring out and getting to know yourself, and you're just not in a position to be of service and devotional to other people. Okay? Yeah, finances is really taking a toll, and I think that's why you feel there's a sense of like you've lost the value within yourself because perhaps you're not where you want to be financially. But this is why Gemini season is so important for you this month, because you have to figure out ways to create abundance rather than expecting things to just work out in your favor, rather than just expecting or depending on other people. It's needing to find a way to make things easier on yourself, maybe being more organized, figuring out ways where you can maybe communicate better, building a network. It's finding ways to vocalize and using your voice to get things done. Perhaps some of you are not vocalizing enough. You're taking too much. You're taking too much on from other people. Okay, maybe you're starting to notice that some people in your corner happen to do this to you every time you're in a flow or you're excited to try something or do something new. There always seems to be someone or something stopping you, some circumstance. And sometimes it could be beyond your control. Other times it's most likely from other people or from you allowing it from other people, not having control, not being able to assess better, having better boundaries. Okay, so there is this feeling of being ostracized, not only financially, but as far as not having anyone around when you need them, Taurus. So we really need to reevaluate who we keep around, what situations we get ourselves into, whether we are establishing enough boundaries generally or with specific people. You're just kind of off your game a little bit, but this month is not here to devalue you. It's here to help you reassess the kinks that you need to work through in your armor, okay? Because again, there is a bit of a demotion from the Queen to the Knight here. Even the King of Pentacles is in the reverse. Even the Empress is in the reverse. Okay, like you need to get back up here. So I'm just going to leave that there. Also, you know, don't take the time if there are some roadblocks where you feel like you cannot progress in the way that you want or the flow your desire to. It's okay. It's also not the right time. You are meant to kind of sit in place here for a reason. And again, it is to analyze, it is to self-reflect, it's to gain a self-awareness. Okay, because there's something in your life that's draining and taking too much from you. And you need to figure out where it's coming from, what's bleeding out. We have the path and we have fruition. So also be very mindful with how you're thinking. We want to be more, or we could try to be more enthusiastic and more optimistic as best as we can. All right. Even if it's just catching ourselves being negative, it's just maybe flipping the script when we do that. So it's making that a habit, because how you think, how you perceive things does alter your reality. So if you're feeling like things are not going in your favor, be mindful of how you're coming across, because again, Gemini is all about communication, verbally and intuitively, okay, within our mind, what we think, what we say about ourselves, it's that inner voice. We have to pay attention to it, all right? And right now, everything is where it's supposed to be. So you're on the right path, or you will get there soon if you feel like you're not, okay? Everything happens for a reason. We have to take certain detours, all right? And lastly, the void. So it gets really dark. It gets really dark by Gemini season, probably, maybe, you know what? Maybe into Cancer season, Taurus. Cancer season, that's the time where we really feel our emotions. Right now, it's all about how we think and what we're thinking about, what's taking up space in our head, and then feeling it thereafter. So give yourself some grace. This is the time to allow a lot of cleansing, okay, and reprogramming. All right, Taurus, thank you so much for watching. I will see you in Cancer season. Bye.